Hi guys, welcome back. I'm in a iDrive 8, of course, system, because this is the new system that we're learning. And I'm sitting in the 760, as you can see there, the picture of the car there. And I wanted to talk about the instrument cluster, because as soon as the mild hybrid system came out, the instrument cluster changed slightly, especially in the gas-powered cars. And in this car, so in the 6 cylinders, this was 0 to 100%, and that seems to be what's going on here. And this car is not giving us full power, as I said in the previous video, until we hit the first 260 miles. So we haven't hit that yet. But I want to show you that I believe that this will disappear and it'll give you 100% of power. Right now this power is locked in the 760 until your braking period is done. But another question I had is, so how do I get this to be a rev counter? Because I understand this needle is, if I give it throttle, it goes up in the engine, and if I brake, it goes down to charging the mild hybrid 48-volt generator. So the generator, of course, I've explained it before. Cars now have mild hybrid generators, which make it more efficient and also more powerful when you take off. And that is why this paddle says boost on it, because in the V8 new i7 760, i7's a fully electric one. In the 760, this paddle, you hold it as you take off in sport, and the gauges up here, they go all blue. Basically it's giving you electric power at the same time for the first 10 seconds, so it's really nice to use when you're using launch control. But the generator sits between the engine and the transmission. It makes the car way smoother, the auto stop start, but the car can also turn off when it's going downhill, and it can turn back on as you start climbing back uphill. But in the 7 Series, it makes the takeoff so much smoother, because my friend John, who has a M550, his car doesn't take off as smooth as this car does, the 760. And I'm hoping that engine is in the new M560. I'm guessing it's what it'll be called. Hope it comes out with a new i5 as well. But anyways, so where's my rev counter? So let's put the car in drive. I put my foot on the brake. We'll put it in drive. Sorry about the blinky lights. You can only see it through the camera. And those are your attention cameras there, motion sensors. So we're in drive. And if I click down again, it gives me a rev counter. So to put the car in drive, you pull this while your foot's on the brake, and you see you're on D, and then you pull it again, it's an S. So only in S, it'll show you where your rev counter is. So that now is going with the engine. I tested it out before. This goes with the engine, and look at that, this is still up here, this grayed out part that is locked. You see the lock? So now if I click the right paddle, I'm in manual mode and I can see every gear that I'm in, and it goes with the rev counter. Versus if I was in D, oh look at that, the M glows as well. How cool is that? I didn't even notice that. Let's click this again. It puts you back to D. And so when you're in D, if I hit this paddle, D1, D2, D3, I couldn't feel the gears changing when I was driving. And it's probably because I'm in a 7 Series. This car is supposed to be extra lush. Your rev counter would have helped. The rev counter would have helped if I was in D1, D2, D3 to know which gear I was in. Because I think it's kind of pointless to know, okay, I'm in D3, D4, D5, but I can't see my engine. You know what I mean? So I'll go back down here and I'll click this back down again. Now you're in S, now you're in D. When you're in S, how I got it to manual, you want to click this paddle, or whichever paddle you like to use, if you're gonna go up or down a gear, and it'll put it straight to manual mode. And it won't come out of manual. But if you had it back at D, and you click this paddle, it will put itself back to regular drive, meaning that D2, D3 will disappear, it'll just say D eventually. My issue is I still can't see the engine. I wish I had an option to change it, because I went in the screen here to try and find it, just like the iDrive 7. So I'll click here at the top boxes. Oh, top boxes, and then we'll go to displays. Where's my display? Displays, and then we'll go to instrument cluster, because in my iDrive 7 in my car, you could go in here and there's a spot in here where you could change your instrument cluster from a power meter to a tachometer, and I can't see it. So that's the only way you could put this, you could get a rev counter here, is if the car is in manual mode. Or should I say S1? S1, it'll shift itself. So manual or S1 will give you the rev counter. And the light has to be on the right. If it's in D, you'll always just get the power meter. All right, that's it for this video. It's been 5 minutes. All right, toodles. Until the next one.